Imagine your spine not as a stack of bones, but as a living antenna, receiving, amplifying, and broadcasting your energy into the world. When it's compressed, frozen, or overloaded, your vibration drops. You feel heavy, scattered, anxious, disconnected. But when your spine is awake and aligned, your whole field changes. Colors seem brighter, intuition gets louder, breath flows easier, and even your relationships start to shift. In this video, we're going to explore 9 powerful ways your spine can literally raise your vibration, not as some vague idea, but through clear, practical mechanisms you can feel in your body. We'll connect ancient wisdom about the subtle body with modern understanding of the nervous system, breath, and posture. By the end, you'll see your spine as a sacred pathway for consciousness, and you'll have concrete practices to activate it. Let's begin by reframing what the spine really is. Most of us think of the spine as structural. It holds us up, lets us move, protects the spinal cord. All true, but energetically, it's far more. Across cultures, the central channel in the body has been described as the main highway for life force. In yoga, sushumna; in Chinese medicine, the governing vessel; in mystic traditions, the ladder between earth and sky. When we talk about raising vibration, we're really talking about changing how energy flows through this central axis. Subtle blockages can manifest as low mood, brain fog, chronic tension, and feeling spiritually numb. The good news: small, consistent adjustments in how you breathe, sit, stand, and move can gradually wake this channel up. We're going to walk through 9 specific ways your spine can elevate your vibration, plus practical things you can try today. If you're into this kind of deep dive, consider subscribing and tapping the notification bell so you don't miss new episodes. And stay with me to the end for an integrated practice roadmap. First, let's reimagine the spine as a bridge between dimensions. Physically, it roots into the pelvis and rises toward the skull. Energetically, it connects dense, survival-oriented energy at the base with subtle, expansive awareness at the crown. This vertical relationship is the foundation of what many people call raising vibration. Why does this matter? Because when you slouch, collapse, or lock your spine, you're literally compressing that bridge. Your breathing space shrinks, your nerves get irritated, blood flow changes, and your mind usually follows with lower, heavier states. When the spine lengthens and stacks naturally, not rigid, not floppy, your system interprets that as safety and openness. The nervous system can shift from fight or flight into regulation. That alone lifts your vibration. Throughout this video, notice how every method is really a different way of honoring this vertical bridge, making it clearer, freer, more alive, so energy can move between your earthiness and your higher insight. Way number 1. Spinal alignment as an energetic antenna. Think of how a radio works. Slightly tilt the antenna and the signal gets fuzzy. Your spine functions similarly. Misalignment doesn't have to be dramatic. Even habitual slouching at your desk changes how signals move through your nerves and subtle body. When your spine is reasonably aligned, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, natural curves intact, the nervous system communicates more clearly from body to brain and back. That clarity often feels like increased vibration, more coherent thoughts, steadier emotions, and a sense of inner order. You don't need to obsess over perfect posture. Instead, check in a few times a day. Can I let my spine gently lengthen upward, as if a string at the crown is lifting me while my tailbone drops down? Can I soften my jaw and chest while staying tall? These micro adjustments act like fine-tuning your antenna, helping you receive and transmit a cleaner energetic signal. Way number 2. The spine as a highway for life force, often called prana or chi. The spinal cord carries electrical impulses, but energetically it also mirrors how life force is distributed. When segments of the spine are stiff or protective, energy tends to pool or stagnate there. You might feel this as a knot between your shoulder blades, a tight low back, or a chronically stiff neck. Notice what happens to your mood when those areas are locked. It's harder to feel inspired, generous, or spiritually connected. Gentle spinal mobilization, cat-cow movements, slow twisting, rolling the spine up and down, literally pumps cerebrospinal fluid and encourages circulation. Energetically, it's like clearing traffic jams on a highway. People often report feeling lighter, more optimistic, even slightly euphoric after deliberate spinal movement. Consistent mindful mobility sessions signal to your system it's safe to let life force move. That sense of safe flow is one of the most tangible ways your spine can raise your vibration on a daily basis. Way number 3, chakra activation along the spinal column. While different traditions map energy centers slightly differently, many agree that key vortices of energy cluster around the spine, from the base of the pelvis up to the crown. When these centers are underactive or blocked, your vibration may feel flat, low motivation, difficulty expressing yourself, weak boundaries, or spiritual disconnection. Spine-focused practices can stimulate and balance these points by bringing breath, awareness, and subtle movement to the regions where chakras interface with the physical body. For example, gently rocking the pelvis while breathing into the lower belly can awaken root and sacral energy. Opening the chest with supported back bends can strengthen heart energy. Elongating the back of the neck while lifting the crown can clarify third eye and crown perception. You don't have to be dogmatic about chakra theory to benefit. Use it as a map. Spine-based attention plus intentional breathing can light up different aspects of your consciousness, naturally elevating your overall vibration. Way number 4, spinal breathing and cerebrospinal fluid flow. Advanced yogic traditions describe practices where you imagine the breath traveling up and down the spine. Modern research shows that deep, rhythmic breathing and gentle spinal motion can influence cerebrospinal fluid dynamics, the fluid bathing your brain and spinal cord. When your breath is shallow and your posture collapsed, this internal tide can stagnate. Subjectively, that often feels like mental dullness, emotional heaviness, and low vibratory states. In contrast, when you lengthen the spine and breathe slowly from the diaphragm, you create a gentle internal pump. Try this. Sit tall, relax your shoulders. Inhale for a count of 4, imagining energy rising from tailbone to crown. Exhale for a count of 6, sensing it flowing back down. Repeat for a few minutes. Many people notice tingling, clarity, even a quiet joy. This rhythmic spinal breathing helps bathe your nervous system in fresh fluid and coherent energy, a biological and energetic reset that elevates your frequency. Way number 5, emotional release stored along the spine. Many people notice that intense emotions show up as tension in specific spinal regions. Grief in the upper back, fear in the low back, anger in the neck and jaw. Over time, if we don't fully process experiences, the body often armors itself by tightening around the spine. This armor lowers vibration because it traps life force and keeps us looping in old emotional patterns. The spine becomes less like a conduit and more like a storage locker for unprocessed stories. Somatic practices, slow spinal waves, supported back bends, relaxed twisting while feeling your emotions, can gradually melt this armor. As segments of the spine soften, memories or feelings might briefly surface. If you meet them with curiosity and breath rather than judgment, they can complete their cycle and release. After such releases, people often report feeling spacious, lighter, more compassionate. That expanded emotional capacity is a very real, embodied form of raising your vibration. Way number 6, the spine as a regulator of your nervous system. The spinal cord is the main communication cable between brain and body. Its health and freedom directly affect whether you live mostly in survival states or in regulated, present-moment awareness. When vertebrae are chronically braced, the body often stays on high alert. That sympathetic overdrive narrows perception and drops your vibration into fear, reactivity, and scarcity. Conversely, When the spine feels supported and mobile, the nervous system has more capacity to shift into parasympathetic states, rest, digest, and connect. Simple practices help, lying on the floor with knees bent, letting the spine melt into gravity, slow conscious rolling from side to side, micro movements around tense segments while breathing calmly. These signal the nervous system that it's safe to downshift. A regulated spine doesn't just feel better, it literally changes the quality of your consciousness. From that calmer baseline, higher frequency states like gratitude, creativity, and intuition become far more accessible. Way number 7. Posture as a broadcast of your vibration. Your spinal posture is a constant signal to your own brain and to everyone around you about how you're doing. Slumped posture tends to reinforce thoughts of defeat, shame, or invisibility. Upright, open posture supports confidence, receptivity, and presence. Research shows that body position can influence hormone levels, mood, and even how others respond to you. Energetically, think of posture as the shape your aura is trying to take. A collapsed spine compresses your field. An aligned, relaxed spine expands it. This doesn't mean forcing a military stiffness. High vibration posture is relaxed yet tall, grounded yet open, tailbone heavy, crown lifted, heart soft, shoulders broad. Practice checking in during mundane moments, brushing your teeth, waiting in line, scrolling your phone. Each time you re-inhabit your spine with this dignified alignment, you're subtly raising your vibration and broadcasting a frequency of self-respect, which tends to attract different experiences in people. Way number 8. Spinal stillness as a gateway to higher states. Movement awakens the spine, but intentional stillness refines and amplifies its signal. When you sit with a stable, comfortable, upright spine, the body becomes quiet enough for subtler vibrations to be noticed. In many meditation traditions, the instruction is simple. Sit tall, keep the spine naturally straight, relax everything else. Over time, this posture creates a clear inner channel. Thoughts may still arise, but your awareness begins to rest more in the vertical axis itself, a felt sense of presence running from base to crown. In this state, people often describe spontaneous waves of bliss, insights, or a gentle humming energy along the spine. Whether you label it Kundalini, Holy Spirit, or just nervous system coherence, the effect is similar, a sustained, elevated vibration. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day of spinal stillness practice can shift your baseline over weeks, making higher frequency states more familiar than occasional peaks. Way number 9. The spine as a channel for inspiration and intuition. Many creatives and mystics describe ideas as coming through them rather than from them. Energetically, this often tracks as a downward flow along the spine, from the crown into the heart, then into the hands, voice, or actions. When the upper spine and neck are tense, it's harder to feel this subtle descent of insight. You may overthink, doubt yourself, or feel cut off from guidance. Softening the jaw, lengthening the back of the neck, and opening the upper back clears this pathway. Try a simple practice before creative work or decision making. Stand or sit tall. Inhale, imagining light entering through the crown. Exhale, feeling it wash down the spine into your chest. Set the intention. I'm available to receive. Then act from what arises. As you build trust with this vertical flow, you'll notice inspiration arriving more easily, a very tangible uplift in your daily vibration and sense of purpose. Let's now weave the 9 ways together into a simple, daily spinal ritual to raise your vibration. Think of it as a 5-part flow. First, alignment check. Stand or sit and gently stack your spine, finding that relaxed tallness. Second, spinal breath. 3 to 5 rounds of inhaling from tailbone to crown, exhaling back down. Third, mobilize. 1 or 2 minutes of slow cat-cow twists and side bends, staying curious about tight spots. Fourth, emotional scan. Pause and sense where along your spine you feel numb or armored. Breathe and allow any emotion to surface without fixing it. Finally, stillness. Sit with an upright spine for a few minutes, simply feeling the vertical line of your body, open to inspiration. Even 10 to 15 minutes of this sequence shifts posture, breath, and nervous system state. Repeated daily, it tunes your spine into a reliable conduit for higher frequency living rather than a storage place for old tension and stories. Let's consolidate the key takeaways so your mind and body remember. First, your spine is more than structure. It's an energetic bridge between earth and sky, body and consciousness. Its alignment influences how clearly life force moves. Second, movement matters. Gentle mobilization clears stagnation in both tissues and subtle energy, lifting mood and clarity. Third, the spine houses major energy centers. Targeted breath and awareness can awaken different aspects of your consciousness: safety, creativity, love, truth, vision, connection. Fourth, your nervous system depends on spinal freedom. A supported mobile spine helps you shift out of chronic survival modes into regulated presence, where higher vibrations naturally arise. Fifth, posture is both a broadcast and a feedback loop. How you hold your spine shapes and reflects your frequency. Finally, stillness and receptivity along the spine open channels for intuition and inspiration. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. Small daily check-ins with your spine compound into profound shifts in how you feel and who you become. If you felt even a subtle shift just by listening and imagining these practices, imagine what could unfold if you actually work with your spine every day for the next 30 days. Your vibration isn't fixed. It's a living relationship between your body, mind, and energy, and your spine is at the heart of that relationship. Here's your invitation. Choose one spinal ritual from this video and commit to it daily this week. Maybe it's the 5-part sequence, maybe it's simply spinal breathing before bed. Notice how your mood, posture, and intuition change. If you want more deep dives into embodied spirituality and nervous system-based awakening, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming episodes. Drop a comment sharing which spinal practice you're starting with and any insights you experience. If this resonated, consider sharing it with someone who needs an energetic reset. Until next time, honor your spine as a sacred channel and keep raising your vibration from the inside out.